Hello, today I will be talking to you about Copernicus theory, presented to you by Brent Hudson, Hailee Kramer, and Tristan. Copernicus theory, also known as Copernicus heliocentrism or heliocentric theory, was created by Nicolaus Copernicus when he soon questioned the orbital process of our universe in the 16th century. During this time, accurate observations of the planet's locations revealed errors in the predictions of geocentric cosmology. By about the mid-1500s, geocentric cosmology became unreliable in determining the motions of the planets accurately. It was then that Copernicus would derive Aristarchus' theory in an effort to simplify the celestial scheme. Before Nicolaus Copernicus, everyone believed Earth was the center of the universe, but in the 1500s he proved them wrong. Nicolaus Copernicus was born in Poland. He was not only an astronomer, but he was also a lawyer, physician, cathedral administrator, and many other positions. When he was studying at the University of Bologna, he lived and worked with one of his astronomy professors, Domenico Maria de Navarra. Nicolaus helped Navarra do his research and observation on the heavens. They exchanged many astronomical ideas and observations. When he moved back to Poland, he started to expand on these ideas he had learned. One being the heliocentric theory, or so-called the Copernican theory. Nicolaus's main goal was to go back and prove ancient Greek's theory of the heavens, and Earth being the center of the universe, wrong. This concept was what he believed in and what he was taught his whole life. It wasn't until he saw a flaw in the mathematical equation of how some planets traveled backwards across the night sky. He started posing the question, was Earth really the center of the universe? He started to then build his own celestial model, a heliocentric plane. When he took the Earth out of the center of the universe in his model and placed the Sun in the center, he noticed how the planets fell into their place. He had many other theories that broke out from this one. After this new-founding discovery, he wrote a book called Little Commentary, which was only passed around his friends and colleagues. It was a 40-page outline with 7 different theories. The first theory was that celestial bodies do not all revolve around a single point. The second was the Earth was the center for the Moon. The third theory was all the planets rotate around the Sun, which is near the center of the universe. The fourth was that the distance between the Earth and the Sun is small compared to the distance of the Earth and the Sun and stars. The fifth theory was that the stars are immovable. Their apparent movement was from the daily rotation of the Earth and the Earth's rotation around the Sun. The sixth was that Earth moved in a sphere-like motion, causing the annual movement of the Sun. The seventh last theory in this outline of his was Earth's orbital movement around the Sun causes the retrograde motion of the planets. This started the Copernican revolution. Others began to talk about his work and try and prove it. Nicolaus Copernicus' final piece on his theories to everyone was a couple years before he died, called On the Revolutions of the Heavenly Spheres. The book was split into 6 different books, or was called parts. The first book was a general version of the heliocentric theory, the circular orbit of the planets, Earth rotates on an axis around the Sun, answer to why the ancients thought the Earth was the center of the universe, the order of the planets around the Sun, and core geometry. The second book was on the principles of spherical astronomy. The third book was his work on precession of equinoxes. His fourth book was on the description of the Moon's orbital path. His fifth book was on how to calculate the positions of the planets based on the heliocentric model, and gives tables for the 6th planet. The last book, the 6th, deals with the digression in latitude from the ecliptic of the 6 planets. Nicolaus's theory started to spark a scientific revolution and would forever change how we saw the universe. Before Copernicus's theory, Ptolemaic theory was the popular belief, originating from the ancient Greeks in 4th century BCE. This theory stated that the Earth was the center of the universe, and that the planet's apparent motion was accounted for by assuming complex rates and angles of rotation of each body. The purpose of the Ptolemaic theory was more ideological than it was scientific, reinforcing the ideas of authoritarianism in the natural world. It was Copernicus's challenge to present a more practical alternative to the Ptolemaic model by providing accurate science to determine the length of the solar year while staying confined to the natural math and law of the cosmos. The base of Copernicus's theory is that the sun sits motionless in the center of the universe. Earth and the other known planets rotated around the sun in circular paths modified by epicycles and at uniform speeds. While similar to Aristarchus's heliocentric theory, Copernicus had no access to Aristarchus's knowledge of said theory, but did cite him as a proponent for it. Copernicus's theory has had strong influence on the science of today. The theory had several advantages, the first being that it accurately predicts the relative distance of the planets from the sun. This point required scientists to abandon the Aristotelian idea of there being no empty space between planetary spheres. Copernicus also brought about the idea that Earth's axis wasn't perpendicular to the plane of its orbit. This helped explain the cause of the seasons. Varying brightness from planets was explained by heliocentric theory as well, due to the planets not always being the same distance from the Earth. In conclusion, the Copernicus theory has been an essential stepping stone in the scientific world of astronomy. Though it may have caused revelations among the community during his lifespan, over time his work has proved to be very beneficial to science as a whole. Without Copernicus's influence, astronomers such as Galileo wouldn't have had such a strong start to their beginnings. Thank you for your time, and that is Copernicus theory.